here is the light as it's installed. We have 75 watt bulbs in there right now, but we're going to go ahead and show you how to install this fixture. It's pretty easy.
DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself. Today on DIY with Chris.
Hello DIYers, today we're going to go over how to install this vanity light from Progress Lighting. We picked this up at Lowe's. We'll include the link down in the description below. This is the 4 light version. There is a 3 light version, as you can see over here, and the dimensions on this are 7 1/4 inches tall and 30 inches wide. We are going to get started replacing this vanity light by taking down the old one. So the first thing that we need to do is remove all of the bulbs. We're going to store them in a safe place. Once we have the light bulbs out, then we're going to go ahead and remove. Most of these are going to have little nuts that are here. They're decorative ones. We're going to go ahead and remove those. And a lot of these lighting fixtures either have caulk on them, securing them to the wall, or just paint that kind of sticks them to the wall. We're going to save those nuts, make sure they don't go missing, because if you want to reuse the light fixture, then we're going to need that. And then we're going to slowly start peeling off this front panel. This one here was stuck a little bit, so it does just come down. Generally there's always going to be the front board that actually has the lights, and then there's going to be one on the back that actually secures it to the wall. So we're going to be careful and hold this up to make sure it doesn't break. What we have to do at this time is disconnect this front piece. So in order to do so, we need to make sure that all of the electricity is off for this room. We can test it with a pen, and then you're going to start disconnecting these pieces. We're only going to disconnect the pieces that go to this front face piece, which is going to be a ground wire, and then we are going to come up to these wire nuts, and we are going to undo the wire nuts. So you'll see that this one is a white and a white cable and a black cable, and then there's this grounding one right here. So we're going to undo all of these. Now that we undo those, undid the wire nuts, we're going to go ahead and pull up and disconnect these. So again, you just have to match the same colors and the same scheme that was already there. Alright, and the last thing is disconnecting this final ground wire. So for this final ground wire, I'm going to need a Phillips. I'll go ahead and disconnect that. Now that we have the old fixture pulled down, we need to remove it from the wall. So these ones just go into the faceplate, these bolts, but these ones going directly into the wall. We're going to go ahead and remove those at this time. As you're removing this from the wall, just do remember that you do have the wiring bundle coming out, so when you're pulling it down, be sure not to damage those. We have the screws out of the wall now, so again, we're going to, I'm going to make sure that all these wires are pinched tight, and we're going to slowly pull this down, making sure we don't damage those any further. And this gives us the base wall to work with at this point. We can now start measuring and centering our new light fixture up here. The next thing we're going to do is prep our new vanity light fixture. So again, we're going to have these decorative nuts. We're going to set off to the side here. I'm going to stop up the sink, that way they don't roll down there, and pull off your new faceplate. Alright, so we don't need this quite yet, as we do need to mount our base plate first. We have the new base plate, so what we need to do is we're going to have to actually measure and make sure that this is centered. And the new hole that we have, at least for this particular one, is right there, so we can go ahead and feed that. And the hole for the wiring to come out of the wall is pretty small, so I'm going to start off here and then I'm going to measure And make sure that this is centered on the wall. And from there, if it is measured, I'm going to take the level and make sure that it's level, and then start affixing it to the wall using the hardware that they provided. At this point, we have centered it on the mirror here, and we have made sure that it's level and secured it into the wall using the hardware that was provided. So at this point, we're going to go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do is connect the ground. So when we put up the new light fixture, we're going to match that ground to this one. Then we're going to put a wire cap on it all, and then I'm going to run this down to here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this portion right now. I'm going to connect this ground wire to the actual base, and then when I hold the light up, then we'll just connect all three of those wires. We have the back of this here, so I moved the wires over. We've connected this grounding wire, and I connected it to this grounding wire that's coming out of the wall. Now we just have the live and the load cables. I do need assistance with this. I need my assistant to help hold this up while I wire those together, so I'll show you what it looks like after I have those wire nuts on. As you can see here, I now have the wire nut on all of them, so the white cable to the other white, black to black, and ground to ground here. So at this point, all we got to do is make this tidy. I'm going to kind of push that back up, and we're going to conceal this, make sure that nothing is sticking out, and then line up our mounting hardware. I'm going to go ahead and turn the light on now. Just realize that it's probably going to be slightly distorted due to the camera, but so that you can actually see what they look like. So I really like the look of this. It has the frosted glass on it with kind of the designs in it, so it looks really nice, and it's just going to match a lot more of the features that we're going for right now. If you have any questions on how we did this, or if you like this video and want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. Please share this video if you found it helpful, and hit that thumbs up button, that like. Leave a comment down below if you'd like to. If somebody else has asked a question and I haven't been able to get back to them yet, please feel free to go ahead and answer them if you know. That's what the whole purpose of these videos and this community is for, is to help others, so that you don't have to pay somebody else to come in here and do this job for you. It's a large waste of money for most of the projects that you can do. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video and it was helpful for you. Have a great day, DIY team.
DIY with Chris, giving you the tools to do it yourself. Today on DIY with Chris.